Hemithea, also known as Emmie, is a figure in Greek mythology who was born a mortal princess but was later blessed with a portion of Apollo's divine power, which transformed her and her sister Parthenos into minor goddesses. The story of Hemithea is a fascinating one, as it combines elements of mortal and divine existence. Born as a mortal princess, Hemithea lived a relatively ordinary life until she and her sister were blessed by the god Apollo. This divine blessing transformed them into minor goddesses, elevating them from their mortal status to a higher plane of existence. The story of Hemithia's transformation into a minor goddess begins with her mortal upbringing. As a princess, she likely lived a life of relative luxury and privilege, but she was still subject to the limitations and vulnerabilities of mortal existence. However, all of that changed when she and her sister Parthenos were blessed by Apollo. The exact circumstances of the divine blessing are not entirely clear, but it is likely that Apollo saw something special in Hemithea and her sister and chose to elevate them to a higher status. This blessing would have imbued them with a portion of Apollo's divine power, transforming them into minor goddesses and granting them a new, immortal existence. As minor goddesses, Hemithea and her sister would have been granted certain powers and responsibilities. While they may not have been as powerful or well-known as the major goddesses of Greek mythology, they would still have held a significant place in the divine hierarchy. They may have been associated with specific aspects of nature or human life, and they would have been revered and worshipped by mortals who sought their favor. The transformation of Hemithea and her sister into minor goddesses would have also changed their relationships with mortals. No longer bound by the limitations of mortal existence, they would have been able to interact with humans in new and different ways. They may have appeared to mortals in visions or dreams, offering guidance and blessings. They may have also been the subject of cult worship, with mortals offering prayers and sacrifices in the hopes of gaining their favor. In addition to their interactions with mortals, Hemithea and Parthenos would have also had relationships with the other gods and goddesses of Greek mythology. As minor goddesses, they would have been part of the divine community, interacting with the major deities and playing a role in the larger tapestry of Greek mythology. They may have been involved in the affairs of other gods and goddesses, either as allies or adversaries, and they would have had their own divine duties and responsibilities to fulfill. While the story of Hemithia's transformation into a minor goddess is certainly intriguing, it also raises questions about the nature of divinity in Greek mythology. The idea that a mortal could be elevated to the status of a goddess through a divine blessing speaks to the fluid and dynamic nature of the Greek pantheon. It suggests that there is a certain flexibility to the boundaries between mortal and divine existence, and that the gods and goddesses have the power to shape and influence the lives of mortals in profound ways.